Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to your own channel Meedu Study. Friends, I am your friend Ashutosh from IIM Indore and this is Organizational Behavior or OB module of Meedu Study, in which we have recently started the concepts of OB and we are understanding them. In our first video friends, that was basically introduction to OB, in which we understood what OB is all about or what is the scope of OB subject. OB, as you remember, organization behavior means combination of the people, behavior of the people who are working in a company. And like I told you in last video, that in coming video we will basically understand what are the approaches to organizational behavior. Friends, organizational behavior approaches, it is a very vast topic, very important topic, and we will understand it, we will discuss it in two videos. Part 1, today's video, in which we will discuss about few approaches, and in coming video we will conclude it. So let me introduce you to the various approaches and what is the scope and how we will classify. So friends, approaches to OB are basically classified into three categories. First is your classical, first approach. Second is neoclassical approach, and third is modern approach. And they are further classified into various subcategories. So classical approach has three parts: scientific management, bureaucratic management, and administrative management. Neoclassical, also known as your HR approach, human resource approach, people oriented approach. And modern has two parts: system approach and contingency approach. So if you see in these three categories, if we add all total, we have 6 approaches. Out of these 6, how we have divided logically is, in today's video we will talk about this first 3 which comes in your classical part, and in our part 2 video we will sum up, we will use this next 3 which will classify your neoclassical and modern. So by discussing this 3 plus 3 are all 6 approaches will be finished. Very excited, let us start today's part and we will discuss our first part, which is your classical approach. So let us understand what is classical approach. See, name itself suggests, whenever we say do something in a classical way, classical means based upon the principles or the concept, doing something in that way. So that is the definition of classical approach. It emphasized on planning of work, necessities of organization, principle and concept of management. So whatever management concepts various management scientists, management theory experts have given, this approach is based on that particular thing. And what is the underlying assumption? Underlying assumption is that a person is behaving in a logical manner. That is the underlying assumption. On what it is based? It is based on work which various scholars have given over the years. Example of few scholars, your Taylor, Fayol, Mooney. In earlier 20th century, these scholars did various studies, various researches, various experiments, and together they give various concepts which are part of our management theory. And this particular approach, classical approach, is basically based on those particular theories. Let us understand the principles governing this behavior. So this classical approach basically comes in 3 parts or has 3 underlying behaviors. First is your principle of coordination. Principle of coordination says that any company or for any system for that matter can work, can sustain when people lying under it are working in coordination. Working in coordination means they work together, work in a coordinated manner. So a company, a plant, a division, when it can work, when all people are working in a coordinated manner, that is known as principle of coordination. Next, scalar chain principle. Scalar chain principle means a complete chain should be defined, how things flow in a logical manner, and in that way only work should be done. This is known as a scalar chain principle. Third is a functional principle, or basically function, or I would say division or department. It is the concept of departmentalization. This is that, for example, for my friends who are working, they would know within a company there would be sales department, marketing department, HR department, production department, supply chain department, finance department. Every department will have its own work, its own goal. So functional principle says that you should divide the entire work into subparts, functions, departments, and the person should do them accordingly. These are our 3 principles which govern in this classical approach. Now, as we told, there will be 3 theories. Let us start with our first theory in classical approach, which is your scientific management theory. This scientific management theory was given by Taylor in 1947, and he suggested that there are 4 main principles. First principle is no rule of thumb at workplace. What is no rule of thumb at workplace? When we say no rule of thumb means there is no main rule. Rule of thumb would mean that there will be one principle, entire work need to be done on that. No rule of thumb means no some specific rule, you can do the way as per your intention or as per your like. Second, scientific selection of worker means when you are allocating work, when you are recruiting people or dividing the work among various people, that should be done in some scientific manner. It should not be that without any logic things are done. That is known as scientific selection of worker. Third, cooperation of management and labor rather than conflict. So, for a company to grow, to sustain, between management and labor, there should be complete cooperation and unnecessary conflicts should be avoided. Fourth, scientific training of workers. So, to develop the skills, whether it is of any worker, whether it is of any person at other level, scientific training is required, in which depending upon their requirements, time to time we are training them. These four are the main postulates, I would say, which Taylor has given in the scientific management theory. Let us move to our part 2, which is our bureaucratic management theory. So, bureaucratic management theory considers organization as a part of broader society. So, no organization, I would say, or company works in isolation. It is a part of your big society, and depending upon which society it is a part, its various policies will be there. What are the principles? Let us understand the principles of bureaucratic management theory. First is structure. So, this says that what kind of structure you have in organization, whether it is a flat structure, hierarchical structure or whatever, that structure will have a huge impact upon the people who are working, or structure of society also, what kind of society or culture it is functioning in, everything will have an impact on the organization. Second, specialization. So, this suggested that rather than being a generalist, you should always be a specialist. You should have some specific skills. So, if you are a company, if you are making a product, you should specialize in that particular domain and see what benefits you can offer which no one else is offering. That is known as specialization. Third is predictability. So, to what level you can predict things, forecast things, that is predictability. Fourth is stability. By the concept of stability, we means, are you stable, working in the similar fashion, or you are innovating or using various disruptive technologies, that is known as stability. Rationality. In your decisions, are you rational? Rational means logical or haphazard. And democracy, by democracy we means that whether there is autocracy, when there is autocracy, one person decides and everyone else follow. When there is democracy, all people can give their suggestions and basis that things are done. So, all these 6 things combined, your structure, specialization, predictability, stability, rationalization and democracy, they form a part of bureaucratic management theory. Now, next or third part in your classical approach is basically your administrative management theory. This theory was given by Fayol, and Fayol has suggested some principles which are basically your principles of administration. So, from Fayol the concept of administration came. Till now we were talking about scientific management or your bureaucracy. He said that proper administration is essential, and when we talk about administration, he said that there should be division of work. Number 1, division of work means that there would be an entire task or project which is to be done. That should be divided, specific part should be divided among various persons and allocation should be there. So, that clarity is required, that is known as division of work. Second is authority and responsibility. Authority and responsibility means that number 1 is authority. There should be some central control, a person within a team, also a manager, or at company level, people who are at HOD level, who have overall authority, and they will be responsible for their team's performance, that is known as responsibility. Third, he said that discipline again also is very important. So, discipline should be maintained within the company. Discipline should be there, rules should be set, people who are following should be rewarded, those who are not should be penalized. Discipline. Unity of command. Unity of command means that central command is there, he is commanding. So, the concept I would say now, as we are working in company, all of us would have a reporting manager. So, we know that we are reporting to that person, his directions we have to follow, that is known as unity of command. When a person has no particular reporting manager and multiple people who give him work, it always leads to confusion. Unity of direction. By unity of direction, I means that there should be one particular direction in which things are flowing. Centralization. Centralization means that central authority, and after that various things are coming from that one central level, that is known as centralization. And scalar chain, as we discussed, scalar chain principle means single line principle, things working in a single way, that is known as your scalar chain. So friends, all these principles, division of work, authority and responsibility, discipline, unity of command, unity of direction, centralization and scalar chain, these 7 principles combined by Fayol suggest your administrative management theory. So friends, these were our 3 parts: scientific management, bureaucratic management and administrative management, all part of classical approach, first 3 approaches to OB. In our next video, we will continue this particular topic and study about the next 3 approaches. I hope you have understood today's topic. In case of any suggestion, please write to us on meedu.study@gmail.com. If you are liking our content, please like our video, share it and subscribe to Meedu Study. Thank you friends. Take care. Have a good day.